And if they put it into their name, now we're part of violating that. That causes a problem. So
they need to have an account for the
they
trust.
always
like
need to have
everybody.
an account for a trust.
This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now with local real estate expert Harvey Blankfeld.
Talked about the idea of the bank account. And this is something I've seen many times when people have an LLC or they even have a trust more times than not. They don't have a bank account with a trust name on it anywhere.
Right.
So how do you fix that?
So, and first of all, I understand why they don't sometimes, because the banking industry has not made it easy at some banks to open an account in the name of the trust or in the name of the LLC. And I know that from personal experience. I just went through it with my parents. Like they did a trust, they went to the bank, and it was pulling teeth, and they've been a bank member there for 30 years.
Wow.
So I understand that. So the first thing is ask questions.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're going to open a bank account in the name of your trust, your LLC, bring your trust agreement or your operating agreement. Even go online for the LLC and print out the registered with the State of Nevada Secretary of State that you are the managing member or the member, whatever it is. So that can tie to the actual operating agreement. Those should match. If it's member managed or manager managed,
Right.
that should match your operating agreement. Go to the bank. There's plenty of them around town. You know, walk in and just say, I need to open a bank account in the name of my trust or the name of my LLC.
Or you can add it to an existing account too,
You,
right?
you can. Some banks will allow you to add it to existing. Some banks don't need anything.
Right.
I mean, they're very flexible.
Right.
You show them the operating agreement, and I've been at banks where with LLCs, they went online themselves. I gave them the name of the company. They went online. They pulled the Secretary of State information showing it's active, showing who the managing members are. They opened a bank account right then and there with that documentation. So each bank has their own set of requirements.
Right.
Trust, the same thing. Trusts are a little easier because they are tied to the individual.
Right.
But it's really important that you have the name of your trust on your bank account because that's the protection that you set up the trust for.
Yeah. And
So-
you guys can't cut a check to the individual when the title's held in the trust. You can't do that.
Correct. We are required to disperse the funds to the vested owner of the property.
Right.
Meaning when we pull the preliminary title report and we look at the owner of record, it tells us who it is, and we are supposed to cut the check to that individual. I can't say that we don't, we've never broken that rule or anything
Right,
like that,
right.
but there's certain things that we require in order to not do that.
Okay.
And it's easier to open a bank account, to be honest with you.
That's the thing, guys. Just go out there and open it. It's a simple solution. Now, also, Rick and I aren't attorneys. But we've been exposed to these trust issues in closings,
A lot.
and we see them. And so our advice to you is, first of all, meet with an attorney. The online things are cheap, and they're quick and they're easy, but they're not thorough. I think you really need to be face to face with somebody to help you make sure you get it right. And it's worth whatever additional money it costs to do so.
And I'm going to take that even a step further. You meet with the attorney, but you also talk to your CPA. Because
Yeah.
I will tell you this, most CPAs in town who specialize in, the estate planning or things like that, they know banks that are easier to work with when it becomes, when we're dealing with a trust or dealing with an LLC.
Right.
Because they have that relationship.
Yeah.
They want to, direct their business to people who are feeding them, but they know who it is. And again, some of the bigger banks in town, some are great, some are very difficult.